All right, let's get into it. Have you ever made a promise to yourself or a New Year's resolution like, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to exercise every day, I am going to lose 50 pounds this year? Now, I know there are some people out here who are super disciplined and keep all of their resolutions and all of their promises to themselves, but I'm not one of them. And when I make a New Year's resolution that I'm going to eat healthy or I'm going to lose weight and I don't follow through, personally, I end up beating myself up and I consume myself with these negative thoughts and negative self-talk about how I am so undisciplined. So this episode, I want to talk about how do you build good habits? Let me introduce you to the concept of microhabits. What is a microhabit, you ask? Yes, I can hear you asking me in my mind. A microhabit is a small action that requires minimal motivation or effort to complete, with the concept being that over time, you will slowly start to build bigger habits if you take them in micro doses. So, for example, reading. We all want to read more than our Twitter feeds, but who has time? If you commit to downloading an ebook or buying one if you like the feel of the paper between your fingers, and commit yourself to reading 5 minutes a day, eventually you will finish that book, and over time, a habit forms. Here's a micro habit that I'm working on. 5 minutes a day, I clean my email clutter. I used to try to dedicate an hour, and of course, I'd get distracted and I'd multitask, and I'd never get around to that email clutter. But 5 minutes, we all have 5 minutes in our day. My Apple Watch helped me with 2 micro habits. The first was standing. I can sit at a computer all day long, but my watch tells me to get my butt up and stand, and I listen. And so now, even when I forget the watch at home, my body reminds me that it's time to stand up. The other habit that I gained from my Apple Watch was to breathe. If you have an Apple Watch, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that reminder to take 1 minute to breathe deeply throughout the day. When I first got the watch, I'd ignore that pesky reminder. But one day I was feeling particularly stressful, and one day was particularly stressful, and I listened. It was life-changing. And now when I take 1 minute 5 times a day to breathe deeply, it really does help center me. So yes, that's another 5 minutes. Here's one more micro habit that I'm trying to build. It's the dreaded exercise. I truly hate exercising, but I love listening to music and I love to dance. I don't mean ballet or even twerking. I mean dance like no one is watching to Twist the Night Away by Sam Cooke, or tapping into my inner Beyonce and running the world. Because who runs the world? Girls. Whenever a song comes on that moves me to move, I move. Even if I'm in the office and I can't fully twist the night away, I can get up and move. If I'm working from home, I dance around with the dog giving me the side eye. But I've committed to doing this at least 5 times a day, which is roughly 10 minutes of exercise that I wasn't getting before. And because it doesn't feel like a lot of work, it is a micro habit, it's easy for me to commit to. A micro habit is so small, it seems almost ridiculous to commit to doing. But that's the point. If we say we're going to exercise 30 minutes every day, we fall off the wagon. Well, at least I fall off the wagon. But dance to one song? Well, I always have time for dance. So that's easy for me to commit to. Here are a few suggestions to get you started. Reading. You can start with 5 minutes or 1 minute or even smaller, like 1 page or 1 paragraph. You hate drinking water? I feel you. Drink 1 ounce of water an hour. Turn off autoplay on YouTube so you don't get sucked down a rabbit hole of endless videos. Pray before you get out of bed in the morning. Exercise for 5 minutes a day, or 1 minute 5 times throughout the day. Read, reply, delete emails. Those are just a few micro habits to get you started. And like my Apple Watch reminds me to stand up or to breathe, you should set reminders for yourself. My son has timers on his phone that go off every hour to drink water or to do 1 minute of push-ups. You can set reminders on your phone to just remind you to stand up and exercise for a minute or drink your ounce of water. When developing a micro habit, I suggest you start with 1 or 2. Don't try to develop more than that at one time. Pick something that you truly want to develop. Make it small. No, smaller. Yeah, even smaller than that. There is no such thing as a too small micro habit. And hold yourself accountable. If you fall off the wagon, get back on and keep going. Use the 21-90 rule. We've all heard that it takes 21 days to create a habit. I don't know if it's true, but that is what they say. Well, I say it takes 90 days to create a lifestyle change. So give yourself 90 days with one micro habit before you make it bigger or add on more. Try it for yourself. Micro habits can change your life. Little habits and little changes can help you attain big results. Anyway, that's all I have for today. So I'll see you next month as we continue our journey to owning our personal power.